Have you seen it? Fresh.
No, I haven't seen it yet, but nothing better than present.
This city is polarized. This country, the world. Left versus right. Rich versus poor. Us versus them.
Man, people are so talented.
The people lose hope. They
Yeah, man,
believe
they
the
came a
game
long
is
ways,
rigged
man.
against them. The
Who was this by again?
The die is loaded. To trick coin.
What did it say? I didn't see.
Something different. I believe in God.
Man,
We've been taught to believe that if we don't succeed in this world, that it's due to our own poor
so
choices.
dope.
Everywhere I go, I hear people say, I got hooked on drugs. Well, that's my hope.
Yeah, you know what? I do recall watching this. Yes, yes. This is
By
like
Stephen Trumbull Animation.
I can't even get one. And my neighbor.
I
This is like one
remember.
of them.
Mhm.
This is like one of the motion comics.
In shaping ourselves and
I very much like the art
that
style.
we fail to see
Yeah, it's
that
beautiful.
our choices are no longer our own, but decided for us, not by
I believe after I watched it, I came away thinking this is something DC can't produce story-wise with their movies.
You said they can't.
Not this portrayal of Batman. This is like a perfect portrayal of Batman. This flick.
Low key, it kind of looked like Spawn.
They say, I can't serve all citizens.
I don't know, man. I don't think that they can't. I think it's just the creative talent that they bring in that want to go in their own direction.
Accountable on both Wall Street and the meat.
But we haven't gotten this version on screen yet.
So that leads me to answer the question: why is it so hard to put this on screen?
That's because you got different creatives coming and wanting to put their own spin and make it hyper realistic. I think Batman is probably like the only character they focus too heavily on making them realistic.
But
They
the
doesn't got no powers.
But the
Yeah.
problem is he kind of does have more than just money. Like, he has a lot of traits that make him an incredible hero to the regular Joe. I'm not comparing him to Superman or nobody, Green Lantern or nothing. But as a one-on-one, like what is like he's about to just chair through this scene, quietly, efficiently,
Yeah, we haven't gotten this version of Batman on screen. Just the vicious in the shadows, like cold calculating Batman. I think the closer we got was Ben, other than him killing. But even he didn't capture this fully.
Well, yeah, Ben was like 20 years in the future. This looked like
Yeah.
prime Batman.
Yeah,
See, look, he's employing the tech, all of that. Like,
Yeah, that's dope.
Batman is way more than just
a dude in a rubber suit.
whomping goons.
Got a ventriloquist, huh?
He's yet to make his movie appearance.
Why y'all think that is? You think he too silly?
I don't know, man. I thought the way they pulled off the Riddler last movie, they could pull this guy off too. Like, it's easy to pull off a psychopath if you know how to write him.
I don't know if the general. Well, I guess if people like Jigsaw, they could probably get behind the ventriloquist.
Yeah, the general, like Fresh said, the general psychopath is I think an easy route, but a difficult and an in-depth route because the ventriloquist is nuts.
Yeah, and everybody respect the gun in their face, even if it is from a puppet.
Yeah, but he's not a character I care for really, so I wouldn't want him being the main bad guy in the movie.
And that's the beautiful thing. He got such a crazy ass rogues gallery. They can put at least 2 or 3 of them in there.
I'm ready to
you know what, High Tech, about his villain set. I really prefer these type of guys, the street level guys, the guys that got pistols, instead of like Poison Ivy. She control all plants and things of that nature. I don't believe those type of villains should be a Batman villain. I prefer when he go against people actually that you can translate like into live action pretty well.
I mean, but these are low grade metas that he's fighting for the most part. I mean, I think most DC characters are kind of like low grade metas, other than like a few like Flash that can break time.
Yeah, Flash is basically a god. It's a lot of god level guys in DC though.
Yeah, but you think about it,
folks are gods.
Yeah, if you crack one of those books open, you'll see like most of them just like got trash powers.
Yeah, true. There's a lot of fodder in DC as well, but somehow, some way, they're able to pull off well-written stories with fodder characters.
Man, this
is
a
lot of in-depth.
Man, the guy who made this gets Batman on so many levels.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, just the using the darkness, just the hand-to-hand, the tech. This is dope.
And it's efficient too. I don't really like Batman getting into brawls that's lasting, he got to punch a guy 10 times. No, Batman can't afford to fight you for 30 seconds.
Yeah, Starlight, when he was playing Batman, I enjoyed that he actually took some punishment, but then again, it doesn't make Batman taking a beating.
Who the hell is Starlight?
Pattinson.
Oh, okay. Twinkle, what's his name?
Excuse me.
Vampire movie.
Twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man, he wouldn't have a real long career, man. Taking ass whoopers like that every night.
No, you can't be out here.
Yeah, it's just you won't get respected. You know what I'm saying? Like this efficiently putting paws on people like you just did right now, man. That's how the story goes everywhere. Like, yo, man, did you hear what he did to them 16 goons? You know what I'm saying? Just trying to feed their family.
Yeah, see, that's what's so dope about this is, the average criminal don't know what the hell he is.
Right.
You just unload a K on the dude and he just casually takes that shit.
Because one of the best parts about Batman is he acts on human instincts. That's why he's able to move around and scare people and psychologically intimidate them. So he don't even need to fight hard. When he know you gonna swing left, and not 10 out of 10 times if he come from the right.
Yeah. I mean, he's based himself heavily off of Dracula, so the average goon thinks he's probably a vampire or something supernatural.
Yep.
It's always a bigger gun. We need another Harvey Dent appearance. That's a character that can. Yeah, you're right. The Batman deals with a lot of nut piles, doesn't he? Harvey Dent is also crazy as hell.
The question is, does he attract them, or do you know what I mean? Because like they wasn't there, the nut piles wasn't there until he came on the scene. They were just your average gangsters.
Yeah. I think he does attract them to a certain degree.
Good old ventriloquist. What is his name? The Puppet Master?
No, that's a different guy. He's called the ventriloquist itself. The puppet was named Scar.
Scarface.
Scarface.
Yeah, that's the old the animated series villain.
I helped you. You said we were gonna bring an end to all the.
I even like they pulled the animated series style art from him, and the Harvey with some touches, and the voice work is incredible too.
Yeah, and they say Two-Face is supposed to be in like that next like Earth 2 Pattinson Batman.
I had not heard.
I thought they was going to flesh out the Joker story.
I hope it's not just dedicated just to Joker, man.
Low key, I didn't like how they did Two-Face in the
Bell.
Yeah, the Bell ones. I don't like how they like to compound villains on top of villains. Like flesh out the villain story.
Yeah, but I mean that's what you get when you put 2 and 3 villains in there with each other, though.
Besides, it's only 1 or 2 villains that deserve their own spotlight. The whole movie.
I mean, he's got
Joker
some
is
pretty
one.
terrifying. He's got some terrifying villains. I don't know if Two-Face could carry a movie though. Honestly,
I mean,
He's
who
a
you trying to
gangster
see?
that
You trying to see Man Bat or something? You know, nobody wants to see that.
No, well,
Firefly?
I enjoyed the psychopathic, sociopathic type of villains when it comes to Batman. You know what I mean? Like Two-Face is deranged, and he's
Zazz. You know, you want some more Zazz?
Yeah, I would like to see Zaz. You know what I'm saying? A guy that's trying to murder millions of people. You know what I'm saying? And Batman has to deduct where his next victim is going to be at. You know,
I think that's just so gritty and street level. We see him operate at such a street level all the time, man. I think everybody's so focused on him being hyper realistic, they don't get into like the more the bigger villain stories. You know what I'm saying? It's always like some gangsters or something low level.
But how high up the ladder can you watch Batman? I don't really want to see him doing Justice League things personally. That's when I'm like, all right, chill out.
I mean, but here's the thing, man.
But when he's doing stuff like this, yes, you know.
But you see somebody operating like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I said with the villains. You got your higher grade, heroes. They all bring something to the table. Everybody don't have to be Superman strong and, you know what I'm saying, Flash with the speed.
Fair.
He brings something else to the table. He brings the tactics and shit like this, I mean, like low key, man, he will be like breaking villains off.
Yeah. Fodder.
Because they will underestimate him because they think he's just a dude.
But they don't know how deep in the game he goes.
Yeah, and he's willing to take it,
Look at that.
risk
Come
it
on,
all.
Man. Come on. That's what I was saying. Like, man, this guy, these animators, these fans, these guys get it.
You think the studios are taking notice of this stuff?
They better. This is how
they take notice. But the thing is, are they taking notice and stealing, or are they taking notice and bringing people on?
I think they stealing. They steal.
Definitely stealing.
Because we'll see this straight up hand-to-hand combat sequence in a movie, and that's the only nod these guys will get.
Yeah. They might get a quiet nod at Comic-Con or something.
Mm-hmm.
The unspoken fans, quote unquote. I mean, if they can execute it film-wise, I don't know. Maybe you could bring the guy on, but DC animation is already incredible, so I don't think they need much help there. But if they do,
I think they focus too much on the animation. I don't even know what the market really is for that now.
Has there ever been a market? They just seem like they just put out fire.
They just drop it. They just drop it and keep it moving. And
I mean, they just put too much effort into it, man.
It's crazy. It's almost like a cult underground following when it comes to animation, because I don't see any advertisements on it, but everybody knows about it. You know what I mean?
If you know, you know, type of deal.
Yeah.
That's kind of the bad side too, because that's how things like Teen Titans just stop running or change up completely. Or what was the one? Young Justice just comes to. Was it Young Justice? What's the animated version of Young Justice?
Young Justice.
Okay, yeah. Well, Young Justice just comes to an end randomly. I think, but quiet as kept, DC animation has been popping since '95 when Batman first came out. The animated series.
Oh man, I used to watch
trending up
Phantasm all the time, man. Was that Mask of the Phantasm?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. My joint was Batman and Superman hour. Like they redrew Bruce Wayne, gave him like dark blue eyes and dark hair, and the whole series was dope. So it's just been up and up and up from there.
Yeah, when they moved Batman from Channel 50 to Channel 20.
This is the Batman I need right here, man. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's dope. Broken Promise. That was dope, man.
Yeah, we gotta give some love to the people. Hold on, Fresh. Gotta let that slide right quick. Uh, Sticks, stones. Yeah, and it kept it simple and sweet, and with the right amount of characters, the right psychological battle that Scarface would have had with himself. That tends to always have with himself. So I recommend anybody watch that one. At least you can watch it without us talking all over it this time.
Yeah, man, I was definitely. They understand Batman, man. Very impressed. And then I wonder how much time that took to animate that. Even the voice cast, man. Typically, when you watch like fan made stuff, it might hit on one front, but it'll be trash on another. But the voice and the animation team, they did a fantastic job.
Well, I think similar to people how they make beats and music, whatever, right? When the technology started to catch up to the creativity on a cost scale, that's when you see real creativity. Because like making these type of things, if you just have like a dope laptop and the right program, you know what I mean, like Adobe Premiere or something, you know what I mean, you can make this very cheaply if you know what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? So like it comes down to creativity once again, and this was by far the best Batman thing I've seen in a couple of years, quite frankly.
Yeah, live action, most definite.
Yeah, they're gonna get it together though. The real DC animation or movies, however they want to play it.